Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Thank you for tuning in and God bless. Today, I would like to just thank you all for tuning in and listening to the show. And I really enjoy doing these episodes for you. And I really enjoy your questions. So, this question that I have to answer is so good because we oftentimes want to know the answer to this. And the question was, why don't we live to be 800 years old anymore? Why are our lifespans significantly shorter than the lifespans depicted in the Bible? Adam lived to be 930 years old. Noah lived to be 950 years old. Methuselah lived to be 969 years old. Now, how we were created initially in the Garden of Eden, the lifespan of man was to continue infinitely in a perpetual glorified state on earth, walking with God. Our bodies were in perfect harmony with God. The initial created bodies were called glorified bodies. It was the forbidden fruit that was like a computer virus or like malware in the human body, which ended up corrupting the mind, the body, soul, and spirit of man. Prior to that moment, we couldn't manifest anything evil because we didn't know what evil was. This is the moment where the days of man became numbered, like a quantum clock that only God knows how to read the exact time. So each person on earth is like a hand on this clock that only God knows the time to. So how God sees it, we are all connected. So he knew by mankind ingesting the forbidden fruit that our free will would not be corrupted and that we would have death and destruction upon the earth. So, after each catastrophic event, the days of man became shorter and shorter. So, during the times of Noah, it took Noah 100 years to build the ark. Now, corruption within that place was rampant. That's why ultimately God brought judgment with the flood. So imagine a righteous man like Noah living to be 950. Now let's think about the killers of the town living to be that old. How many people would they have killed by the time they reached 200 years old, 300 years old? So God knows what's in the heart of each and every man, each and every woman. God knows what's truly in your heart. And he knows that the corruption of man, the longer they live, the more corruption continues, the more devious the corruption gets, thus resulting in revelation. Now, God already knew this. He wrote the story from the end to the beginning. So he knew that mankind would go through the changes that we're experiencing now. It wasn't the fruit on the tree not being ripe. It was the spiritual maturity of Adam and Eve. God knew what that fruit had inside of it. He told them exactly what it was. Elohim is not the creator of war. He's not the creator of racism. Black and white is a social construct. God is not the creator of suffering. He was not the reason for slavery. It was the wicked choices of mankind. What was in their hearts? At any moment, we could choose to end war, to completely end war forever. We can completely end world hunger. We can completely end homelessness. We can completely end suffering through our kindness, right? But remember the hearts of the wicked. have their own agenda, and us as children of God have to exude righteousness in our every step and lead examples in our lives, thus tilting the balance of righteousness and love. Shalom.